Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a spoiler-free review of The Hand That Rocks the Cradle 2025. So I'm just going to say right away that this is not going to be a very long video. I think that a lot of the aspects of this movie would be spoiler territory, so there's really only so much that I will be able to talk to you guys about without spoiling anything. So I did watch the original from the 90s right before I watched this one. I did anticipate talking about both of them for this review, but it actually ended up that I don't feel the need to talk about the original. It was marketed that this one was going to be a reimagining of the original, and I think that that was an accurate representation. There are some similar aspects to both of these movies, but for the most part, they are pretty different. We do have some traumatic events at the beginning of each of these films that set the events in motion, and those are vastly different. So I don't feel the need to talk about the original here. However, you can expect that I will talk about it eventually in a video where I can put it with other movies that are more similar to itself. So I had no idea that this movie was even coming out until a couple days before it dropped on Hulu, and I was not really sure how it went so under the radar. I don't know if it was because it was just going straight to Hulu and wasn't getting a theatrical release, or if it was that it was suspense and not horror, because I see more of the stuff that is straight up horror most of the time, but I definitely want to talk about suspense and thriller releases on this channel as well, because they all fall under that horror umbrella in my opinion. And I was also surprised that I hadn't heard anything about this, considering we have both Mary Elizabeth Winstead and Micah Monroe in the lead performances for this movie. And I think that both of them are fantastic actresses, so I was excited to see how they both did in these roles. And I think that they really did a good job here. We have Micah Monroe in the role as the villain, and I don't think that's a spoiler. It's just pretty common knowledge when you see any of the stuff, like trailers for this film, that that was the part that she was going to have. And yeah, I do think she did a really good job in that role, and I would like to see her play a villain again. And I think she was pretty menacing. And then Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she did a really good job, especially in more of the dramatic scenes for this one. There are a couple where she, has to be really upset and be crying and stuff, and I just could feel what she was feeling, and I think that that's a testament to how good of an actress she really is. I also really liked some of the side characters that we had in here. I think that the one that's kind of like a stand-in for Julianne Moore's character from the original, I think he did a really good job here. I also really liked the rest of the family in this one. So I think that the story itself is very good and interesting. It has an element of mystery to it that we didn't get as much in the original. As an audience member, you're more privy to what's going on and what set those events in motion in the original one, but they do leave a little bit of it unsaid in this one until toward the end of the movie. And you just kind of are finding stuff out as the characters do. So I think that that made it kind of fun to just kind of be learning stuff as we go along. And this one is gory. There was virtually nothing gory in the original one, and it's nothing too bad in this movie, but it definitely was more so than in that first one. And I think that if you already have Hulu, you should definitely check this movie out. I think that, in tough times like these, it's nice to have a new release coming out, especially on a streaming service that you might already have, that way you don't have to spend anything additional to watch it. But I think that it was a good movie. I do prefer the original, but I think that this one is good and has really good performances. And I would probably rewatch it as well. Let me know down in the comments if you have watched this one yet and what your thoughts on it were. Let me know if you've seen the original and if you like that one as well. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing if you haven't yet for more horror content. I do post 2 new videos each week. You can follow me on Instagram for updates on my channel as well as additional horror content. You can also follow me on Letterboxd to see what I have been watching recently, and you can also see my brief thoughts on any of those movies. And If you want to follow either of those, you can go to my channel description, and I have links for both of them on there for easy access for all of you. I want to say thank you for any of the support that I've been getting so far. It doesn't go unnoticed. My name is Devin. This is Carpenter Hill. Thanks for watching.